Hey, welcome back everybody. It's Shino. We're back in modded to the Magical Max. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing good. Last episode, we were working on getting together our plate armor using steel. So we've got a good set of armor on us. We're kind of in the end game of all of this series. Everything's kind of coming to a quick end. And so I'm trying to bundle up a couple of things that I've started, but I haven't quite got done yet. Let's see, what do we got going over here? The animals are all doing good. In fact, I noticed the other day I had some, the broody hen. So we may actually get some chicks born finally. All the animals here are doing pretty good. Everybody is very pregnant, it says. So we should be getting babies born here pretty quick. Emptied out the beehives. Those have all been taken care of. I got some flax that's going to be finishing up here pretty quick. And I wanted to see, do I still have that? What is that? Nourishing aura? No, I don't have it. I was going to say, do I have the spell for the garden? It doesn't look like I do on me. So I'll have to get that loaded up. See if I can move those along a little bit. And then we're starting to get our second harvest on our trees, which is really cool. This one, about 50 more days on that one, 50 days on that one, and about 50 days on this one. Yeah, so we're going to end up with some harvesting going on over here pretty quick. I have been doing some construction up over here on the workshop, the little, I don't know, however you want to call it. Kind of a steam, kind of what I wouldn't say steampunk, but yeah, I'm not sure exactly what to call this kind of build. Kind of a hodgepodge, I guess you want to call it. But I went ahead and added in, you'll see I've been putting in some more debarked walnut around as kind of edge pieces, and then added some fence on to this level. And now we've also got a staircase that leads up, and we're up on top of like the roof level of this one, but it continues on up here. And now I've got an area right above, right looking down into the alchemy area. But this is meant to be just more of a, for getting over here into this area. And I've been working on this tower, and looks like I've just got that area left to do. So coming along pretty good. I didn't quite have a vision for how I wanted this to look whenever I kind of started on this windmill. But I did come up with something, so I'm okay with that. Other than that, been spending time over here at the Drifter Farm and farming up some Dark Essence. So you can see 1430 I'm up to. And I think that's only because during the last battle session I had, I forgot to reactivate the rune. So yeah, like at least a full night going through there did not get any additional. Oh, hello, bear. Didn't get any additional essence out of that. So that's a shame. Hello, bear. Where did that arrow go? There it is. There's that one. I don't have my chainmail on me, but yeah, that does quite a bit of damage. Cool. So what are we going to be doing in today's episode? Today, we're going to be working towards becoming a tier 4 mage. Now, I didn't think I'd actually have the opportunity to become a tier 4 mage in this series. I've tried going through Rustbound Magic a couple times and trying to progress, and it is very, very difficult. But I tell you, learning about the transmutation ability for the gears into the temporal fragments, that was a huge game changer from previous playthroughs of Rustbound Magic that I've done. So really, that was probably what really got me over the top as far as being able to become a tier 4 mage. I thought I had a walnut tree. It's all oak. I could have swore I had a couple big walnut trees in here. I just realized I needed some more walnut. There's some right there. Nope, that's maple. Oh, well. All right, so I was just over here checking out this artisan trader, and it's nice having a lot of gears and be able to just buy out everything that they've got. Now, here's a little tip for you. If you've got the gears and they've got stuff, this stuff you see, it's going to change out in 2 days. So let's say, for example, there was some stuff I wanted to buy, like I wanted to buy, 12 of these Crocs. All right. I can go ahead and buy those. And if I don't want to take them with me, I can go ahead and just drop them off into here and their storage area and just leave them in there and then just come back for them at a later time. Always like marking and revisiting traders from time to time, and I don't need this stuff right now, but it would be nice to have it before they run out of trades. So just kind of looking at everything else they've got here. I've already bought a couple of these Lone Grave posters, the white flower ones. Bought pretty much everything that I wanted. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it like that and leave my stuff in here. And then whenever I need some, or if I'm back in the area and I've got some space in my bags, I'll pick them up and take them with me at that time. All right, let's take a look at what we're going to be doing for Rustbound Magic. We want to go to tier 4, that's to be certain. And I kind of been looking at a couple of things. Yeah, here. No, it wasn't that one. Where was it at? Oh, I put them over here. I did. I put them over here. So here's kind of the things that I'm thinking that we want to get done. I would like to make this stability stabilizer, or the temporal stabilizer. It's supposed to like affect the temporal stability, so you don't get, if you have an area where it's temporarily unstable, but you want to spend more time there, you can put this down into place, and it should put out some more temporal stable area. So I think that'd be pretty cool. I'd like to try that out. And then the botanical matrix, I'd like to make that too, so that we can kind of see how that works. I've never played with it, so I'd be kind of interested to see. And we might try to do some stuff with some scrolls, see if we can get a few of the tier 4 spells done. We'll find out. Now, we're going to have to go through, and I am going to have to do the Sigil of Awakening thing. You guys have seen me do that a couple times now, so I'm not going to take you through that step this time. I'm going to go ahead and do it kind of on my own. What I have been doing is kind of prepping a lot of stuff here. So I've got a lot of temporal fragments together from doing the farming that I've been doing. And the Drifter farm, I've been turning a lot of that stuff into the Eldrithium nuggets. Been making a lot of the fibers, and also been making a lot of torches. So hopefully I've got enough torches for what I need to do. I've gone through quite a few, and then I have been taking a lot of the rusty gears I've been collecting, turning them into temporal fragments, and then running through the process of getting them up to the superior state. So now we're going to be going to tier 4. So we're going to need a lot of that for the tier 4 stuff. All right, let me get the awakening stuff done, and then I'll be back. All right, we've done it, but you'll see it just says whip. We don't have anything there for us to learn from this new level, which that's okay. Let's get up out of here. But we are now top tier, tier 4 mage. So I've been going through the spellbook. There's really nothing added for tier 4 mages. There's no whip. There's nothing extra on there. So we're just going to kind of go through some of the tier 3 stuff that we haven't done yet. I do want to increase the runes though. I would like to go ahead and do a tier 4 rune for this up here. We'll make the tier 4 runes. And then after we've made the tier 4 runes there, we might replace those, or replace these with the superior ones, so that we can increase. Because this one is, I just did the wrong spell. Didn't mean to do a spell at all. This one is, at its max of where it's at. So I have any more there? I got a little bit more there. So we can't really store a whole lot more there, but it's no big deal. I mean, it'll keep what can't get sent over into these. It'll keep them in the others. So that's, it's not a big deal. We're not really missing out on anything, but I still think I would like to I still think I'd like to get that upgraded. Cool. All right. I want to show a couple things here. So I talked about this, but I haven't shown it yet. So let's go ahead and show it. So the spell I've got on here now, I've got two of them here. We're going to do one that is called Fertilize 2. It's supposed to increase one random nutrient in a targeted farmland. We're going to check that. I've never checked it with canned crops, so that's why I want to kind of test it out. And then this one is increases the tick growth rate, and is work on crops, on bushes, and on saplings. So if you've got some berry bushes, like right here where it says will ripen in 7 days. So now we're going to cast on that. And see, it just jumped to 6 days. So it just moved and progressed up. I wanted to test it on if I can do the tree, will it affect the entire thing? I want to see if I have to do it on the branches or can I do it on the stump? On that, and see if it works. So here we go. Ripen in about 54.2 days, it says. Yeah, see, wrong block selected. So it does have to be a leaf block, doesn't it? Or will it not work on fruiting trees? Let's find out. No, will not work on fruiting trees. Okay. So we know it will work on the berry bushes. And I know it works on saplings because I've tried that. And I know it works on these too. So this one, see, it's at 6 of 9. So if I go ahead and press it. There it goes. It jumped to 7 of 9. So yeah, it definitely works there. The other spell I want to try out is the Fertilize 2. It says increases one random nutrient in targeted farmland. Okay, so I think the way that this kind of works, like right there, I don't know if you can see the hitbox, but right now you can see in the tooltip I'm on the flax, and here I'm on the farmland. So we're going to try it on that and see if it works. We've got 80, 80, and 74.6. So let's go ahead and hit that. And yeah, see, I don't see any change in the nutrient rate there. So either it's because they're at the max and it didn't choose that one, which is possible. This one, this is Terra Preta. Was this Terra Preta? Yeah, that's Terra Preta too. Let's give it one more shot here, and let's give it see if we can get it to go. Yeah, so I'm going to say it's not working with the canned crops. All right, to get started with what we're going to be doing, I think the first thing we need to do is we need to turn our Oculus into a tier 4 Oculus. And of course, to do that, what we have to do is change out these runestones. So first thing we need to do is we're going to need to make the Celestial Arcanus. And to do that, we're going to go through this process. Now, I've got some in there. Not the Celestial, but I've got the next tier down. But I think we're probably going to end up needing quite a bit of that. So I went ahead and grabbed 64 temporal fragments. That's not going to get us, but it's just going to give us enough to kind of get us going here. So I can't do all 64 of these at once. From what I've seen, you can do 16 at a time. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to take those 16. And remember, you do have to use the Q when you go to put these down. Otherwise, it doesn't count them as being there. There you go. All right, let me do this 4 more times. All right, now that means that those 64 temporal fragments have now become 32 of the lesser arcanas. So now we got to do this again. And I think I can do 16 at a time on this one as well. So give it a shot and see. Can't remember if it's 16 or if it's only 8. Cool. All right, that gets us to the superior. Now, this next one will get us to the celestial. Excellent. Now, that is enough for one. That's enough for one runestone. Yeah. No biggie. Let me double check that. If I recall, I think it's 4. Yeah, 4 arcanas per each one. Ooh. All right, so now we need to make the rune stones, and we still use the same creation matrix pattern that we used for making the arcanas in the first place. So just do that. Now the difference is we're going to add the rune stone in the center, and you have to use the light mana torches around them. So now we can do 1, 2, 3, 4. And we cast transmute. No boy, there we go. Our first tier 4 runestone. Woohoo! I don't want to make up the rest of these. Oh, we got our little baby was born. So now we have to find out, is that going to be a tier 4? Because the mom was tier 3 or not? That's what we got to check. And I don't know if that baby's going to let me get close enough to it to find out for sure. Yep, tier 4. There we go. Oh. And it says the mom can be, so, we might be able to get some milk. Oh, that'd be good. Let's test it really quick. Let's see if we can get some milk. Do I have, I got a bucket right here. Come here, bucket. Get rid of your water. Thank you. See if we can milk the mama. We did it! Haha, we got milk. Sweet. No, I didn't see a Decor Bazaar device for storing the dairy items. So yeah, I just went and just stored it in my belly. It'll be fine. What that's going to do, it's going to help build our health points up as we start to get all of these more and more or higher up. Then our health points will go up even more. Okay, enough of that. Let's go over here and let's clear out these. Place in our tier 4 runestones. And then we're going to replace these lesser ones with the tier 3. And there we go. Now that gives us 20,000 essence that we can store in those, in that vault now. Cool, cool, cool. So let's see. We want to make What do we have as far as the tier 4 stuff goes? So we've got the Archmage's staff. I don't think that's really going to do anything different for us. Let's take a look at what it's going to take to make the hat. Don't know if we're going to have, I'm going to say probably going to be about 5,000 or more essence per. So let's take a look and see what we're going to need on those. 6,000. Yeah. 6,000. I mean, that's not too bad. We're actually in a pretty good spot with that. So Rusty Dust times 7, Mage Wheat times 7, Eldrithium. That's actually, it's just the Celestial Arcanus. That's what's going to take the most, is just to get through a bunch of Celestial Arcanus, which is going to take a bunch of essence torches, right? We got 38. That's not too bad, but let's go ahead and grab the rest of those mana stones. Let's go and put them in to this one right here. And we'll start turning this. So what I've been doing is I will have this one connected, because you can only connect one of each type at a time. So I've got that one is connected over to here. And then I've been letting this one kind of build up for making the stones, which I didn't put them in there right. Where did they go? I'll have to go back and look at the video on that. I don't know what happened. We can make some more though. We'll need the Rusty Dust. It's happened again. That's weird. So I'm going to go into creative mode here for a second. We're going to pull up Mana Stone. Grab another stack of that. Huh. That's weird. Grab a stack of andesite. Just testing it. Mana Stone. That's weird. I'm not sure what's going on there. Never seen that happen before. Well, luckily it was just losing mana stones, which are relatively cheap. So I don't feel like I lost anything on that one. Okay. All right, let me take a look at what we need. I'm going to let these get built back up. We're going to get lots of mana torches. We're going to need to make a lot of the celestial, and then we'll come back. Hey, just to test things out, I did try to do 32 of the lesser at one time, and it worked. So I think because I went up to tier 4, it allows me to do more. I didn't think about that. That would have saved me a lot of torches if I had been doing that all along. Again, I've never been a tier 4 mage before, so trying to try this stuff out. Trying to learn as much as I can. Even though all this has changed as of 120, still kind of nice to know, how things might work. So let's do that. And let's see how many of these it will do at once. That was a stack of 64. So yeah, you can see it didn't do all of them. I got 8. I'm not sure how many I got off of that. Because I have an odd number here, it's so I know I've got 34 there. Let's try it one more time and see. So it doesn't look like it'll do 32. Looks like it'll do 16 maybe. So 18 and 16, that'd get me back to the 34, right? If I end up with 34 in that stack of 18, then yeah, it's 16. There we go, 16 at a time. Okay. Now we know. All right, we're going to test and see what the max level is on this. I don't think it'll be, I mean, it should be 16 or less. Because we've stepped up a tier, so I'm thinking it's going to be 8. So we're going to find out. I just threw 24 down there. Yeah, it's 8. So 8 is the max you can do, going from the superior, tier 3, going to the tier 4. And you can see I'm almost out of my torches. All right, we got that done. We're going to do the same thing we've done before. We're going to kind of start putting all the pieces into here that we need. So we know the 4th item is going to be 2 Arcanus. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this one's going to need 6 Arcanus. We'll put that in there. And that's going to require 8,000 essence in and of itself. So yeah, we might have to do a couple of things here to make sure we hit that, because that's 14,000. That's going to need 15. There's another 4,500. We actually might be okay, since these say any essence that we don't need to use any like specific essence for it. We might be okay with this. Okay, rusty dust. We're going to need 10 rusty dust. 3 there, 7 there. Mage weave times 7 and mage weave times 3. That's 10. And then the Eldrithium ingots, we need 4 of those total. We're going to test and see how many of these we can make at once now that we are a tier 4 mage. I'm going to throw 2 stacks down, and we'll see what we get back. Only making 2 at a time. That's kind of that's not cool. Oh well. All right, let's continue collecting up the stuff we need. This stuff is all done, right? So I've got all the pieces I need for that one. I got everything I need for that one. Now I'm working on the temporal stabilizer. It's going to require the utility frame, which I've already made up several of those already. And there's the Eldrithium nuggets. Now we got to make the talismans, and I'm going to need a full set of talismans for that one, and a full set of 3 full sets of talisman, 3, 4, 5 full sets of talismans. Ooh. So I literally just watched as I was clicking on the rusty dust, the mana stones that I had here, all of them were replaced by the rusty dust that came in. So there is something going on with that? Hmm. So I just lost all the mana stones that I just made. Oops. So I'm going to go replace those. Because I am starting to run out of the rusty dust now. There we go. And I'm going to try this again. See? I'm glad I got that on camera. So I'm going to make 16 of each for now. And that way we'll have them for later. These don't... Oh. What is going on? It's something with the mana stones. So I've got mana stone there, right? And I click and it's not going in there. It says there's 63 in there on that crate, but there's nothing coming out when I adjust it. So it's something with the mana stones that's happening. So whenever when I set it up in the grid and I did that, you saw I only got one, right? I just got this one and it wouldn't allow me to make any more. And when I went to pick up the temporal fragment and put it over here, the rusty dust disappeared. The temporal fragment was there and there was nothing else left in my hand. So it was like, okay, it's gone. So I went to clear everything out. And when I clicked on the mana stone to clear it out, everything else that was here disappeared also. So it's like it wiped out everything that I had for making this. That's not cool. Okay, so I am completely out of mana stones again. Those are gone. I've lost, I think, 6 stacks now or at least 3 stacks of rusty dust, and I lost a stack of temporal fragments in doing that. That's kind of I don't like that. All right, we're going to try this one more time. I've done the maths, and we need 5 sets, and there's 4 in each set of the talismans. Let me put this back down here. H talisman. Okay, so if there's, you go back. So we're making 4 different talismans. They just rotate around, and I need 5 sets. So that would be 20 total that I have to do, right? So that's going to be 20 mana stones, 20 temporal fragments, and then 60 of the rusty dust. So I've got those all right here. So if this breaks and it doesn't work, I'm just going to go and grab the talismans that I need out of the creative menu. All right, so we do that. And that. And that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So far, so good. Now we click on that, click to there. Ah, it's working. 5. So I was wondering, because it was just kind of messing with the stones. So I actually took the stones and threw them out of my inventory onto the ground, then picked them back up and tried it. And they seem to be moving around better after doing that. So I kind of hope that maybe that fixed them. I'm not sure exactly why it did it, but you see now where this one, where it did say 63, it now says correctly 7, and I can put and push into it like normal. So those seem to be working much better than what we had going on earlier. So I think maybe there might be some kind of conflict there. I'll go back and look at the logs just to make sure. But I knew it had to do something with the mana stones, and I think now we've got that fixed. And then we're going to need 8 greater arcanas for this one, and we're going to need 8 superior arcanas for that one. So I've got the superior. So this one's going to need the Greater Arcanist times 8. Yeah, that won't take long at all. Yeah, pretty quick. Few casts and got 8 and got 32 made. So that it's a lot better. I took 2 stacks of the temporal fragments, and it took 2 creation rituals to be able to turn all of those into the lesser, into 1 stack of lesser, and then you do 32 lesser at a time to get 16 of the greater. So it took 2, 3, 4 spells to be able to do that. So man, that'll save some light torches. All right, what else we need? Let's see. Talisman Superior, Utility Frame. We got it all. All right, we're going to start off doing like some of these bigger ones. So let's start off with the helmet first, the headpiece. And we're going to make sure, see, it says no Nexus bolt attached. So we're going to go ahead and attach that to there. Everything should be going good now. And I would like to, I think here in the beginning, we're going to start off using the neutral. And we're going to make that one the default. So this first one, it's going to take 6,000 essence out of it. So, yeah. All right, here we go. That should show us what we need. And we've got it all. So let's start throwing in. Beautiful. All right, we're going to need to have quite a bit of mana on hand to link this to us. 160 mana. We got 165 right now, but we're going to need quite a bit more. So I'm going to park my keister right up here for a moment, and I'm going to do my little squatty potty right here and let my mana build back up. All right, let's do a little bit just side-by-side comparison of what we're going from. So this is the tier 3 Spellweaver's hat, and we're going to the Archmage's hat, which is a tier 4. So you can see it's protection tier 4. Percent protection 75% versus 70%. 1 hit point of flat damage. So pretty good. Max mana is plus 50. So it's gonna double the mana available for it, and it's gonna reduce the mana by negative 15. We got a max regen of 4 per second. This one's got a 5 per second. So it's just slightly better. But having protection tier 4 armor, you'll remember from the plate armor what we were talking about. That means, your tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 drifters aren't going to be able to get a lot through us. Now, this is not good like plate armor. But as far as cloth armor goes, it's pretty good stuff. So we're ready to add this to us. Now I'm going to go ahead and leave this hat on my head. Because that's going to allow my mana to be a little higher, And now we're going to shift right click. And we're going to bind this, soul bind it to us. Here we go. So we now have our tier 4 helmet. Our hat is now ready to go on our head. And I'm going to put this thing over here. So that is, as a reminder, what is that one? It's the tier 2, right? Yeah. So I don't know what happened to my tier 1 set. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to go back and get them, but I wanted to have a full set, all 4 in here. So I'll have to go back and probably make those again. There we go. There is our boom, boom. Turn around, take a look at it. Temporal gears. Look at the little Jonas pieces on there. That's pretty cool. Pretty nice looking helmet. All right, so what else we're going to do? We're going to do this next one. This one's going to require 8,000 essence for the body piece. So that means we're going to have to move the default on the essence vault. Let's do it over to the dark. Yeah, let's do it on the dark. All right, here we go. And we are ready. There it is. Okay, same as before. Let's do a side-by-side comparison between the Spell Weavers, the tier 3 and the tier 4. A lot of the same stats that change. Max mana is going to double like before. Mana cost is actually -20 versus -15. So that seems like it's a little higher than what it was when it jumped. But I guess that makes sense because, you know, it's a smaller piece of armor. This does not have a mana regen on it. I noticed that. Neither one of them do. I never noticed that before. But anyways, one HP flat damage reduction, 75% protection, and a tier 4. So find it. There we go. Is put this one over here. And we can put this one on our person. And let's see, we're going from 295. Put it on to 375. Pretty sweet. So there's 2 pieces. We still need to make the legging piece. I'll do that here shortly. But let's get a look at this thing. Same. Lots of gears everywhere. Jonas lamps. Yeah, it's pretty cool texture. Cool. All right. Now we're going to start getting into some of these artifacts here. And again, these are not related to tier 4 mage stuff. This is just stuff that I had, but I hadn't done anything with. So see, we used up almost all of that. So we're going to swap over now to the light. And we're going to let that be our default now. Or I guess neutral. Sorry, neutral. We already used the light one. All right, let's do this. There we go. Utility frame should be last. Blue book. Red book. Purple. And the utility frame. Now this is only going to require 1,500 essence, so it's not going to drain us out on this one. Cool. Now, I don't think this is anything that I can actually like demo right now. Because I don't have, well, there's 2 things. One, I know I'm going to have the runes and everything around it. And I don't have like a temporarily unstable area around us at this time. So I don't think none of this is going to work. Yeah, see, incomplete, status is off. So this is not going to work for us just yet. I think it would be something good, though, to carry around in my bag for along with some runes, which I think I may have some already. So that might be something good to kind of carry around in my bag. And then if I find an area that's temporarily unstable, then I can throw them down. And I don't have the runestones, but I can throw some in there. Use Rusty Dust or cast Transmutation to activate. Size depends on the runestone below this block. Oh, so you only need 1 runestone. Oh, you only need one runestone. Cool, cool, cool. All right, final piece, the botanical matrix. Let's get this thing in there. And same thing, this just needs a single one, and it has a greenhouse effect, can take several in-game hours to fade when this is off. So, from what I've read, if you take this, let's grab a runestone, and let's go over here. And I'm going to, I'm going to put this thing, I was kind of wanting to put it like right here. Yes, I could. I was thinking about making a couple of these. It's kind of what I thought until I saw how much they cost. Eldrithium ingots, those things are not cheap. All right, so if I put a runestone right there, and then I put that on top of it, and then I can cast transmute on it. And it says it's active for 7 hours. But it's only doing just that little bitty area right there. So let's grab a bigger runestone. Yeah, I'm going to try it with a celestial one. I want to see how far it'll reach. Because I want that thing. I wanted to have a couple of them set up. It was originally kind of how I had planned for that. I need some. How much is on there? 8? Yeah, at least 8. I wanted to have a couple of these set up around the garden area. So oops, not there. But yeah, since they cost like, was it 3,000 essence? But really it's Eldrithium ingots. It really costs quite a bit. So yeah, I don't know if that'll be feasible or not, but we'll see. If the space on this is what I think it's going to be, I think this one's going to do like a 12 by 12, I'm thinking, or maybe a 15 by 15. And if it does, then that'll be cool. Yeah, see, that spread a good chunk. So it looks like it's going 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's doing a 9 by 9. Okay. So that sounds more like to me that that's going to be something I want to put like right in the center. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Yeah, right there. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to kind of break this and put it into the ground here also. Like that. Cool. And let's cast transmute on that one more time. And that now should, 1, 2, 3, that should get most. Yeah, this outside line here is not going to get. Okay. So, yeah, when I go to use these in the future, I'm going to know, I'll have a good idea of what I need to do for being able to control the garden space. And kind of thinking about this, I'm wondering if, again, this won't have an effect because of hand crops. Because I'm not seeing the icon, or I'm not seeing where it says, you know, like get a bonus to having a greenhouse. So see over here when I look, it is a can crop. It says plus 5 degrees Celsius from greenhouse, and I'm not seeing that kind of listed over here. So it may be something that just, it doesn't work with can crops, just like the other spell does. While I'm over here, though, I want you to see this. We're going to break. So notice I have no flax on me. I got that. I'm talking about the twine, right? We're going to break this one. And how much we get? 36. 36 pieces of flax off of that one spot. Yeah. So these crops, as they're building up, you can see that that is a strength of 4 and a gain of 6. So it's starting to get up there pretty good. So as soon as I can get these to go, a couple more, I'm hoping to get a couple of these where I've got a gain of 10. I'd love to have some 10, 10, 10 by the end of the series. That's kind of one of my goals, to be able to see what a 10, 10, 10 seed would do, flax seed would do. Cool. All right, so that's pretty much becoming a tier 4 mage. We've done that. We've made a couple of the pieces. I've upgraded some of our rune stones, which I could probably do a few more. Might be interested to see, how these would look going from greater to superior, maybe, and being able to build these up. I think that would be interesting. I might start off by doing this one over here to see what kind of gain we get off of a temporal gear on that one. So I think that's pretty cool. So we got a couple of the pieces. I'll go ahead and get the other piece made once I kind of build everything back up. I'll go do some more AFK over at the Drifter Farm so I can build up my Dark Essence here a little bit and I can get the legs made. I think that's going to do it for this episode. Next episode, we're going to jump into a little bit of the KRPG enchanting. Not a whole lot, but I want to introduce it. We'll go through the process of how to make everything, and we will do one of our first enchants. And I'm going to see if I can enchant this sword right here with flame. I think that'd be pretty cool. All right, folks. Hey, thanks for spending time with me. This is Shino, and we will see you in the next video. Take care.